All right, everybody, today is a big day. We are going to start our Aristocats Eiffel Tower silhouette painting. There's a lot going on, guys, so I need you to pay attention. First thing you're gonna do is write your name and class code. Please make sure you put that on the back. And then you're gonna turn it upside down and flip it over. Okay, got that? Next step is we're gonna start with the lightest color and we're gonna work our way to the darkest color and we're gonna create a sunset. It's upside down. We'll flip it over at the end and it'll be right side up. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so here we go. You're gonna start on the upper left corner, just like when you're reading. And we're gonna draw these colors, we're gonna paint these colors in a diagonal line, okay? We're gonna do some overlapping, a little bit of blending, all important things that you need to know. So you're gonna use a flat brush like this one. You're gonna scoop the paint, here we go, so you can see it's a lot of paint, but we're gonna need it all. You're gonna start up here and you're going to start to spread this paint out on the corner.
Please don't be afraid to paint over your messy mat. That's what they're there for. And you're going to paint that corner, and you're going to scoop it again, and you're going to spread that paint out. Okay? My paper doesn't fit on the camera, so I have to kind of scoot it around. But there you go. I've painted a large triangle, diagonal line right here, of white paint. Now, you might not see anything right now, but I'm going to go to my next color, and that is yellow. So I'm just going to take my brush. Where's the camera? There we are. Okay, give it a little squeeze with a paper towel. Give it a little squeeze. There you go. And we're going to move on to
yellow. So here we go. I'm going to scoop out some yellow, and I'm going to overlap. That means I've got to go on top of the white while the white is still wet, and I'm going to blend. That means I'm going to sit here and mix the colors a little bit till they start making a light yellow. Once I see that little light yellow, stop mixing, because then it's going to turn all the same color. You want the white, the light yellow, and then the dark yellow. So I'm going to smooth. Make sure you don't leave big chunks of paint on your paper. Smooth it out, smooth it out. Back and get a little more yellow and add another layer of yellow on top so that it's nice and bright. There we go.
smooth it out. And then, of course, you're going to clean your brush. So you can clean it by flipping it and dragging it and flipping it and dragging it and flipping it. You can also put it in between the paper towel and press and pinch.
And shimmy, and there you go. Nice clean brush, and you've reshaped it so it's nice and flat. Okay? When we're painting with the widest part of the brush, and we flip and bring it back across the paper, and we flip
it, and then we drag it across. We flip and we drag it across. All right, so now I'm going to move on to the orange color, and I'm going to take a big scoop of this beautiful orange, overlap on top of the yellow a bit, and I am going, you can't see, but I'm going all the way off the page and all the way off the page. So when you're overlapping the yellow, the orange on top of the yellow, you're going to see that the colors kind of blend a little bit together, and that's a good thing. It's okay if some orange gets in your yellow. These colors are analogous. They're next to each other on the color wheel, so they won't make brown. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any big globs, and I'm just going to glide my paint across the paper, okay? When that's done, you know what time it is. Please check the edges of your paper and make sure you don't leave any white paper on the edges. Make sure you paint right off on the messy mat, okay? And then, of course, between colors, you're going to clean your brush. So make sure you clean that. And then we're moving on to the magenta right here. So we're going to scoop it out. All right, we need a lot. Make sure it's not dripping. We're going to do another layer over top of the orange this time. All the way to the end, overlapping a little bit. The color can mix with the orange. It's okay. It's going to be kind of a sunsetish sky with all these beautiful colors. And you're just going to drag your brush across the paper. And remember to flip and stroke the other way. Flip and stroke the other way. Okay, then, when you're done, grab a little more. And add a little bit more. I don't want to cover the whole section because I still want to save some room for my blue because I got one more color to do. And that's blue. Alright, so we got to clean our brush. If you
run out of clean paper towel, you can always go to the sink, to the paper towel dispenser, and get another piece. Get 2 pieces, whatever you think you're going to need. Okay, now moving right along to the last part of my painting. We're going to use the blue.
Scoop it out. And here we go. Hold it in place. I'm going to overlap it a little bit over the magenta while the magenta's still wet. If the magenta's dry, it doesn't work. The paint's got to be wet, so you have to work quickly. So I'm going to finish off my color right there. Boom, 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 boom. No globs. We're good. That's it. Now I've got this.
Beautiful blended colors. Now, I told you it was upside down because it actually is going to go like this. Transitions to the lightest color at the bottom. And everything, remember, is a diagonal line. You're painting in a diagonal all the way down from this corner at the top left down to the bottom.
Brushes go in the cool pool. Put the lid back on your paint container. And paper towels go in the trash. Okay, have fun, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right, everybody. Second day. So the background is dry. It's all good to go. Remember, we painted it upside down, but now we're gonna flip it around, and this is the bottom right here. The white's at the bottom. So today in your tray, you're gonna be using black with some of that blue for the ground in your painting. So we're going to, you know, get a little bit of the blue in here. Get some black in here. So don't stir it. Don't stir it. You just want to dip and dip. Start with the blue because it's lighter, and then go to the black because it's darker. All right, and then we're going to take this and we're just going to kind of draw a line where we want the ground to be. Obviously, we're not going to go way up high. We're going to keep it down towards the bottom of the paper, okay? So just eyeball it, and you're going to draw. The brush is like a ballerina, always on her tippy toes. Draw a line with your brush.
Very straight, okay? It's not going to be very straight, obviously, but draw that line
First, and then you're going to take the wide part of your brush, and you're going to go back and forth. You're definitely going to need more paint. As you can see, it's kind of thin. And you know what? That's just what happens. Sometimes our paint consistency is a little bit different. So we're just going to go in and double load.
one color, two colors without stirring it. You're going to mix all of that on the paper. So once you've got that line, it's a lot easier to paint. So you're just going to go back and forth, flipping. Okay, make sure you lift your brush. And, when you run out of paint, make sure you reload your brush. Dip in the two colors. And let the colors kind of mix a little bit on the paper. I'm going to turn my paper this way. And I'm going to go all the way off the page. That's why we have a messy mat. Go slow when you get to that edge. Okay? And don't worry about, something showing, because we're going to add another layer anyway. So that's good enough right there. You've got this nice dark color here. You're going to clean your brush.
Paper towels, because, you want to make sure you have that to clean your brush. Somewhere to put your brush. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to clean my brush. X.
Just kind of X marks the spot, just like when we wash it in the water and on SpongeBob. But we don't have that right now, so we're just going to use a paper towel, because I think we're not going to need this brush anymore. But we want to get some of that paint off, so it's ready to go. Remember, the brushes go in the cool pool. Okay. So now, the next step is going to be to paint some of the trees, bushes, foliage, some things happening in the background. So we're going to use a Q-tip. We're going to do the same thing, double loading with the black and the blue. You're going to get both colors on there. And for this, we're just going to do like little dots. Just little dabs. So we don't know what those things are. It's kind of like Bob Ross. We're doing like happy little trees and bushes right along the edge, just so it's not a straight line, but there's something happening in there. And dip a little bit of blue, dip in the black. Don't mix it, don't stir it, and just kind of come along. Some little bushes might be taller, some might be shorter. Don't worry if the colors show through. That's okay. Those are just highlights. And you're going to go pretty much all the way across. All right? There we go. Then that way we don't have such a hard straight line, but we've got something going on back there. And then you're going to take that same Q-tip very carefully. Well, maybe we'll flip it over so your white doesn't get dirty. We'll flip it over to the other side, and we're going to add a little bit of white. And we're just going to add a little bit of highlights. You're just going to kind of drag that white through the black. Now, if it's dry, it won't mix together, so use the back of the Q-tip, the black part. It's still wet, and just kind of stroke it. You're going to add like a little bit of the sun shining there and gives you a little bit of a highlight. Just kind of, whoop, my Q-tip's falling apart. That's okay. It's all right. Just be as gentle as you can. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay? So there's my little highlight from the sun shining on the ground a little bit. And then this goes in the trash. Don't save it. Just throw it away. And then we have to let this dry. So we're gonna give it time to dry, and then we'll come back to it to do that.
So I hit it with the blow dryer for a few minutes, and it's all nice and dry. make sure yours is dry. And if there's time, if you are in a hurry and you have to get it done, use the blow dryers. If not, then you can wait till the next class. But you want to make sure your paint's dry before you do this step. So what I've included for you for the Eiffel Tower is a pre-done drawing. We're going to do what's called a transfer. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the edge of your pencil and you're going to lay it down, lay it as flat as you can against the
paper, and you're going to go just over the Eiffel Tower. You don't want to press too hard to break the pencil tip or lid, but you want to use enough pressure that you get a nice dark color there, and make sure you get it really, really covered, right? But remember, I'm just using the side of not the brush, the side of the pencil, okay? So we're going to get to the end of this drawing, and I've got it all there, the graphite. Now I'm going to take my drawing and I'm going to put it right where I want it, here at the bottom, right where that line was that we made when we first painted the ground. I'm going to put it there, and what you're going to do is you're going to trace, and you have to kind of press a little bit harder on this. But you're going to press, you're going to make sure you do all the lines. As a matter of fact, you want to make sure you don't skip any lines. So go in order from one section to the next, okay? Make sure you don't miss any steps.
Woo! Okay, done. When you remove the paper, it transferred the image, the pencil pressed on to the paper. So that is your Eiffel Tower. Now, the next step is just going to be to use the Sharpie or Posca pen. Oh yeah, that works so good. Okay, so Sharpie it is. Go slow. Go slow.
There it is, the Eiffel Tower. Now, obviously, you're going to color in these areas right here. For this, you're going to have to go very slowly, because otherwise it's going to look gray. If you go fast, it's not going to color in nicely. Give the ink time to come out. Which, if you had time, see how when I go fast it gets all scratchy like that? Don't worry, that's my alarm. That's not your time. You just want to go slower, so it doesn't look, you know, rough. Just go slow. This is my Eiffel Tower. And that's it, guys. I mean, that's the painting. You've got it. And then it'll be ready for the art show in May. Have fun. Bye.
So I did forget to mention, sometimes that happens to me. Use your eraser once this is dry. And if you have pencil marks still showing, you can use one of the, don't use the pencil ones though. Use the white ones that we have in the classroom. Okay? You can lightly get some of those pencil marks out. But if you trace over your pencil, you shouldn't be able to see them and you shouldn't have any problems. But there you go.